With the pool, I'm your host with the most, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, here alongside my locally enigmatic co-host, Mr. Adam Warlock. Greetings and salutations, fellow YouTubers and what we call true believers. Did I say that right, Wade? Couldn't have said it better myself, Adam. Today we'll be taking a slight break from our part 2 of our Phoenix Ascension coverage, and instead we'll be focusing on a slightly quick but still easily and just as impactful, more or less, issue in the DC universe. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you ta-da! Part 2 of the Starbreaker Supremacy. For those of you who are probably unaware, who don't remember, and or more likely don't care, oh, excuse me, that was just breakfast. Anyway, for those of you who don't remember and or most likely don't care, the Starbreakers were a gang of were a cabal of villains that were hell-bent on siphoning off power from each of the lanterns from the emotional spectrum, hindering it to all of the original wielders. As a result, everyone has been left in an emotionless, catatonic state. Well, I mean, they're still highly functioning, but without emotions to get in the way. Don't believe me? Let's take a look inside, shall we? Day 1 of the post-wave, the peaceful planet of Farengale. It's a mercy, really. And now that their emotions are gone, they won't be plagued with fear at their impending doom. So it's basically an emotionless, catatonic state. They'll just stare with disinterest and mild curiosity. A flock of lambs. See, this is just basically their civilization ground to a halt with a lack of emotion. And as a result, the star being led to the slaughter. The Starbreaker Supremacy, Part 2. Their whole world is now basically destroyed. See, brethren, now that the worlds have been dulled to consuming their suns, will be simplicity itself, powering our souls, bringing you into this plane of existence permanently. Starbreaker speaks the truth. I have not felt this much power for eons. This new power battery and ring feeds us with the emotions from the entire universe. And now, we can crush stars, rule planets. We are unstoppable. Yes, brother. Who's next? And of course, here we have, now we join the Green Lantern's the Justice League's Green Lantern liaison, John Stewart. John, please, listen. The wave that hit Oa has spread everywhere, somehow stealing the emotion from the universe. People are being killed, and everyone is just welcoming death. John, listen to your mother. You're not my mother. You're just a ring. A ring I said was imbued with the essence of my mother, but that was a lie. One nobody challenged out of fear that the truth was too much for me to handle. So, now that all emotion is gone, there's no reason to pretend you are anything more than my pain and regret made manifest. Oh, hell no! Meanwhile, the Starbreakers have already made their reign across the entire DC cosmos. Planets and moons being destroyed, being wiped out. Heck, even the Justice League finds no reason to continue. Hell, the Justice League is finding no reason to continue on. Hell, even the Joker, who's usually so giddy with emotion about his crimes, basically now is just steadfast and more mild disinterest. He's loyal, which is both a good thing and surprisingly almost terrifying, because this is the Joker, because he gets his jollies just from crime itself. And everything. So now we join who do we join at the Green Lantern Command Center? None other than everyone's favorite Green Lantern, the animated series' favorite original character, Aya. She and this other robot you see over here is called Jadestone. Do not ask me what issue he debuted in, because I have not gotten around to this, because I'm more focused on Aya and Razer in the written print. Starbreaker and the other Sun Eaters are ripping the universe apart. Yes, observation. All sentient beings without emotion to fight back are letting them. I'm pretending that the Jadestone over here is like Vision, so it's like pretty much like Vision talking with Aya here, so it's a nice fun little crossover. Yet Jadestone, we are fully functioning. Because we are not organic life forms. You are a sentient AI placed in the interceptor, while I discovered willpower and a mission to protect the central power battery. Whatever our input perceives as emotion is merely a programming, a false construct, if it were. Well, Jadestone does make some sense. Aya is not too sure. Maybe you're right. And now look at us. All the people of Oa now feel nothing. But my emotions are what kept me alive, hoping to return here to my friends. It all felt so real. Oh, it is, Aya. Just because we're not connected to the emotional spectrum doesn't mean we're feeling it isn't real. Lantern Stewart's ring poses an intriguing question. Query: what is real? We are, because we exist. The only difference between us and them is what we're made of. We are all programs, dear. Some organic and others, like us, inorganic. Interesting. I must reflect upon your summation. You do that. But existential debate aside, you two seem to be the only ones concerned about what's happening in the universe and in the universe, which means you're the only ones who can help. We've tried to contact the Justice League. We have tried to contact the Justice League. We tried to contact the Justice League, tried to explain the situation. No one seems to want our help. Our help. They don't know what they want. Without their emotions, everyone, John, these people, they're defenseless. This power battery you guard is defenseless. Correct. What do you suggest? We explain it to them using the only thing they'll understand right now. Reason. Jadestone finds Hal Jordan first. Lantern Hal Jordan, I require your assistance. Our assistance. Why not? Lead the way. Sinestro. Vixaru. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Jess, I'm glad I found you. We're going to need you for... Glad I found you. We're going to need your help with a special project. Help? Yes, it's only logical that we combine our abilities for continued survival, no? Yes, that sounds reasonable. As I knew it would. Lanterns, it is important that you come with me. We have a plan to return your emotions. Your emotions. Why would we do that? For the first time in forever, I actually feel calm. Not doing what my gut tells me. Yep, that's Guy Gardner right here. And of course, you can see here is just Razer and Kilowog. So Razer, Kilowog, Hal Jordan, Aya. Yep, yeah, that's what I like to call DC's Fantastic Four. And believe me, these guys really carried that mantle with pride. Unofficially, of course. This is probably the best version of me out there. I do not have time for this conversation, and Aya does what's best. I think you're barking up the wrong tree to punches him. I think we can all agree that coming with me will be the best outcome. She punched Guy Gardner. Nice. You didn't have to hit me, you know. But since you did, you kind of proved my point. Before, I would have hit you back. Then we would have been fighting, etc. But now I'm willing to listen. Rational guy at your service. So now they're all aboard the Interceptor. The place where that started it all. Or at least for the Green Lantern the animated series, of course. A perfectly reasonable response. When John was connected to the source, he was linked to all that was the source, including the source wall. I don't know more about that issue, but continuing. And though he could not concisely decipher everything he knew as his ring, I could glean far more. And in that, I felt something, the entities, the living embodiments of the emotional spectrum, faintly calling out in short. and short. Keep in mind, I also like the. Also, I just want to, on a side note, I think that the art style here is kind of you know, hit or miss. Especially the Hal over here. He kind of looks a little bit partially Asian, but then again, maybe that's just me. Just partially, I'm more partial to the Green Lantern animated series version of Hal, being both in design and personality. Jess here says that's incorrect. Kyle Rayner used a. Oh, wait, never mind. This isn't Hal Jordan. This actually is Kyle Rayner. Oh, well, in that case, never mind. I'm more than... sorry. Yeah, so anyway, that's Kyle Rayner used the source wall to replenish it. Is this true, Kyle? No, it isn't. It is not. So this actually is Kyle Rayner. My mistake. It's easier to explain now that I don't feel regret, shame, or guilt. Imbued with immense power as the White Lantern, I pulled Relic and the emotional entities into the source wall. See, right over here. Not long I was able to escape, but couldn't remember what happened, what really happened. But now, with the connection to the emotional spectrum severed, it's all so clear. The entities used their power to send me through, to find a way to break them out of the source wall. That's what we're aiming to do. That's why you are all here. I believe the entities have been reaching out, whether they knew the danger of Starbreaker's core or not. The emotional spectrum has been needing help for some time. That's the source lantern messed with my head. That's why the source lantern messed with my head. It also explains the voice I heard while I was trapped inside the yellow power battery on Korugar. And the Predator. I wondered why it was so easy to defeat. Was that just a projection? I think that's Carol Ferris. And Belina. Oh, and FYI, Predator, I think that Carol Ferris and her Predator side would make an excellent DC version of Eddie Brock and Venom. Just saying. If you've seen the movies, and yes, I know it's kind of mixed bag or hit or miss, but I kind of enjoyed them very much so. So highly recommend you just do it. It's just fun. It really is. So I kind of imagine Carol Ferris and her Predator side just being like that. So just imagine. Actually wouldn't be such a bad idea to write down everything. But anyway, meanwhile, getting back to it, it's like that could also be why I manifested rage in the manner I did. I'd wager that all these entities were using their powers to affect change from beyond the wall, and try to contact those of us that were connected to them at some point in the past. Then we must go to them. Use them to counteract the null wave that has swept over the universe. Why? Emotions have been nothing but a liability. No, emotions are part of you. Fuel like breathing or eating. And without that emotion, you will perish. The Castle of the Desolate Stone. Ah, my disciples. Was I not true to my word? How do you feel now, Nathan Broom? There is no feeling, Starbreaker, which is what I wanted. He's been feeling nothing. He's apparently a sorrow lantern, so that's why he feels it's much more of a relief. Why do we have these beasts of burden still? We have the powers of gods, and yet gods need those who serve, and these have served us well. There may be a time to help them shuffle off the mortal coil, but not today. Today brothers! We have a problem. The Green Lantern Corps is on the move. I see the logic in your argument now. But lacking emotion makes life more efficient for you and those who want to kill you. Without emotion, there's no desire to stop what's in your way. No fear for the safety of those you love, and that's just what they want. Starbreaker and his siblings will destroy the entire universe to satiate their appetite, and they've stolen all the one emotional weapon that could stop them: the power to feel. Everyone, we're here. The source wall, the edge of all reality, or the very edge and nexus of the DC multiverse. The power levels I'm reading are unquantifiable. locking in coordinates for where Kyle exited and Relic was absorbed. I'm not sure how we're supposed to free these entities. Jeez. One problem at a time, child. One problem at a crunch time. My sensors indicate we have been abducted. Thank you for that observation, Jadestone. Aya, get ready to floor the thrusters. Hello, little lanterns. So glad to see you again. Now, blast! Query, do you not see the wall before us? Surely. Full power, head for the wall. Observation, that will destroy us. Not if what John has told me about phase shifting works. Let's hope he's right. Whoosh. Query, have we ceased to exist? No, you are alive. Lanterns, we've been waiting for you. The next is Harnessing the Entities, which continues in Green Lantern Volume 26, available wherever comics and others are sold. And that's just an advertisement for Peacemaker, available now on HBO Max. New season out now. Part of the James Gunn DC Universe, or as I like to call, the Gunverse. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conclusion of the Quest for Emotion, aka the Starbreaker Supremacy, predominantly featuring Aya in the spotlight role. Actually, I think is excellent, which is pretty good, actually. Aya was such an underrated character. She was used perfectly in the standalone series, but I felt that they could have done a lot more with her in the main continuity. Which is why you'll notice that Adams is short for is actually Jeremy Adams. He was one of Green Lantern the Animated Series' main showrunners, which is why he incorporated Razer and Aya into the main DC continuity you see here. So, I cannot stress this enough. I've probably said this on all my other videos and YouTube shows, but if you have not seen Green Lantern, the animated series, please pause or end this video and go check it out for yourself. It is phenomenal. The writing is on a scale reserved for gods. Am I right, Adam Warlock? Yeah. Yes, from what I've heard, the series has gained surprising enough traction in recent years, and has become a cult classic and following ever since. So, I recommend that you pick up this copy and/or see Green Lantern the Animated Series on HBO Max or on Blu-ray and DVD. Flagrant advertising at its best, Adam. Well, that just about wraps it up for today's episode. Just wanted to knock this one out of the park quick before we return to Phoenix Ascension next time here on the show. We'll be diving back into the Marvel Universe once more. So, until then, true believers, I'm Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. And I'm Adam Warlock. Glad to have meet your acquaintance to viewers new and old. Excellent outro, Adam. So until next time, true believers, Excelsior.